It was a typical American opinion. He says he understands the Blade of Demons, but he doesn't have a deep understanding. After all, the Japanese sense may be special. I think it's a matter of preciousness of each life. Since the United States is a national character that wants to rule the colony, this person doesn't understand so deeply. Various by the country and culture are different. Only Japanese people may really enjoy the devilishness. From an American perspective, self-sacrifice is incomprehensible, and you will hate being tied up. So finally, I've been able to get a Japanese audience to watch one of my videos and finally get to see a reaction to how they perceive me and my thoughts on manga and anime. I mean, naturally, aren't most of us kind of interested in that because, you know, this is manga and anime after all, and it's predominantly a Japanese thing and made by Japanese people and pretty much made for them. Because if you're watching my content regularly, it's very likely that you are from North America, the UK, or surprisingly the Philippines. So shout out to my Filipino viewers. But I just don't get a lot of Japanese viewers, and that's understandable. I guess most of us Western YouTubers don't. I mean, why would we? But I do have some, shout out to Nitro. But all of that being said, a Japanese channel reached out to me recently and asked if they could use my Demon Slayer movie review on their channel. And this channel being Overseas Reaction Translating channel, where they just take like reaction videos for the most part, upload it to their channel for a Japanese audience to view and react to themselves. Now, obviously, I don't make reaction videos, I just make review stuff, and this is a straightforward review video, but I guess they made an exception for me, especially because I appear to be different than the standard reaction channel with my reception to this movie. Because the translation to the title of this video is a reaction to the Infinity Train movie by a harsh American who is confident in their own abilities. And that kind of surprised me because I didn't really think I came across harsh. But I guess if you give any criticism to something this beloved, you're considered harsh or even like a hater or something. But confident in their own abilities, I think that's pretty funny. But that translation came from my friend Vib, which is much more accurate than the translations that we're going to be looking at in this video, because from this point on, we're just going to be looking at the Google translations, because all of the comments on this video are originally Japanese, because like I said, this is just pure Japanese audience. So it's gonna be a little difficult to understand exactly what they're saying, but I think it comes across for the most part. So before I go any further, I'm going to assume everybody watching this video hasn't seen my review for the Demon Slayer movie, and that's fine. But just to catch you up to speed, I'll say that I was somewhat critical of the movie in my review. I didn't gush over it and claim it to be perfect or it deserved an Academy Award or whatever, like I guess a lot of others have said, but I didn't come close to even saying it was bad or anything. I said it was pretty good, and I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is really, really good to me. But let's get into these comments. It was a typical American opinion. He says he understands the Blade of Demons, but he doesn't have a deep understanding. I don't go to the cinema just because of the wonderfulness of anime. After all, the Japanese sense may be special. I think it's a matter of preciousness of each life. Since the United States is a national character that wants to rule the colony, it has rarely become a battlefield, and the sense of mission to protect the elderly girls and children with their lives is an individualistic national character that is not rooted in the DNA like the Japanese. This person may be common in America. I didn't expect it from the beginning, so I think it's just that. As for the evaluation, it sounded like I was talking with regret, which is not clear, to be honest, about where I am watching the movie rather than being dry. This person's impression is just wanted to see the battle. I felt like I wanted to see the battle. So you took away from my review that I just wanted to see the battle? Are you trying to say I'm a meathead, bro? I mean, I kinda am, but at the same time, I'd like to think I'm more than just a meathead anime manga fan, but maybe I am. I think Japanese people have become popular because they value feelings, one individual opinion. So are you trying to say I'm heartless? That I don't value the feelings of these characters? The highlight may be different from the Japanese due to cultural differences. The line, "This boy is not weak, don't insult," also praises the strength of the hero's heart, but it may be a line that is not so caught by foreigners. Yeah, you know, me being a gaijin and all, I just can't understand "this boy is not weak, don't insult him." This person doesn't understand so deeply. Various by the country and culture are different. Only Japanese people may really enjoy the devilishness. It's easier for people to say negative things. It's hard to say positive things if you don't have a decent vocabulary. From an American perspective, self-sacrifice is incomprehensible, and you will hate being tied up. Perhaps it would be highly evaluated if there were many action scenes full of battle scenes and brilliant scenes. The battle scene occupies a lot of time in the American comics. I've always thought that it's a movie that doesn't suit white people, but it's mainly Asians and black people who say that it's highly rated or impressed overseas. And it's mainly the cohesiveness of this movie in the United States. It's Asian and black Australia and New Zealand is a little special in the country of Oceania, is historically values an identity as whites weak, because I would have received so much received in the Caucasian, but will be published in the coming European countries, I don't think. But with all that being said, surprisingly, it wasn't all doom and gloom. There were some Japanese people who actually kind of agree with me. I have exactly the same opinion as this person. The reason for this hit is probably because the marketing strategy went so well. I think it would be different if it were said that this movie would be handled down as a masterpiece for 20 and 30 years. So that's one of the things I said in my video. I thought that maybe it was such a massive hit in Japan, you know, it eventually becoming the #1 movie ever there, was because of the marketing strategy, given how season 1 ends with this movie being set up. And then this movie winds up adapting an entire arc to it, which is just a continuation of season 1. And season 1 was already a massive cultural phenomenon. You're criticizing it properly, this person. I haven't fallen into a claim for the blindness that fans tend to have. This person's consideration is very good. I think that the reason why it is highly evaluated in Japan is that it has a marketing and drawing and it matches the values and sensibilities of Japanese people. This person's thoughts were personally very convincing. More convincing to say that this is a person's consideration is better than 100% praise, which I'm personally convinced very much. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much it for the video. I just thought this was something interesting to look at because honestly, how many times do us anime and manga YouTubers get to see or do something like this? I mean, maybe the massive channels, but I guess this is the first time for me. And, you know, I just thought it'd be cool to take a look at something like this. I certainly hope it doesn't cause too much controversy, but let me know what you think about all this in the comments. If you liked the video, guys, please give it a like and please subscribe if you haven't already. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.